There's a comment in my earlier video asking how I became a copywriter and how one can learn it, and in this video I will answer the question. In case you don't know what a copywriter is, stop the video to read this. If you want to quit your job, travel to any country, and work for yourself, becoming a copywriter would make all that possible. First, I will tell you how I became a full-time copywriter, and in the end I will tell you how to learn it if you want to do the same. My story started when I moved to Malta. That was back in the beginning of 2012 when I had to leave Finland to escape the present and darkness. In Malta, the sun, the sea, the more active social life had a major impact in my well-being. After living there for 3 years, I quit my first job and started my own blog to help people avoid being scammed online. I wrote an ebook in Finnish about online scams, and it's still available in some online bookstores. The problem was I had no idea how to sell or promote the book, so I basically sold 0 copies. While the idea was good, it didn't pay my bills, and I had to look for a job. I wanted to work as a freelancer to keep my newly found freedom, and found an open position for a freelance copywriter. I was hired, but soon they wanted to hire me full-time to work in their office. I needed the money, so I went for the interview, jumping over cockroaches in a dimly lit staircase, knocking on random doors trying to find their office. And the office reminded me of a sweatshop, and both of my interviewers were wearing shorts and tank tops, while I was wearing a suit. It wasn't the most glamorous way to start a professional career in writing, but I was able to pay my rent again and was on my way to learn a great deal about content writing, copywriting, and SEO. After 2 years of working in incrementally better offices, I first negotiated to have all my Fridays off by working a little harder on other days and started planning to move abroad. Soon I sold all my belongings and gave the rest away, and had a short and unfruitful negotiation with my boss. By becoming a freelancer working remotely, I had to accept a pay cut. However, I was happy to have the old job as a safety net, and I traveled for 2 years in Portugal, Cape Verde, and Spain, collecting amazing memories along the journey. Over time, I became absolutely bored of my job, and I had zero motivation. In January 2020, I was traveling in Asia, and I decided to quit my old job for good. My plan was to move back to Spain and start working full-time for myself for European clients. And I felt amazing when I told my editor that I'm hanging up my hat. The timing couldn't be worse, as health terrors started to spread on the news about new dangerous killer virus, trashing all my plans. Humbled, I meekly asked if I can continue with the old employer, and they replied no. As I had no money to stay in Asia or move to Spain, I had to fly back to Finland to live with my parents. I didn't want to get a job in Finland, so after a few months, I started my own full-time business. This business is called Scrive, which I started back in Malta as a part-time side hustle for web design and marketing. Thankfully, I had a couple of existing clients, but living with my parents felt like the walls are caving in. After 1 year since starting my business, I had enough of living in Finland and I moved to Mexico City, where I am right now. I absolutely love this country and I want to stay here, so I'm in the process of getting a temporary residency. While my business is not hugely successful yet, I'm building it brick by brick. That means working with my clients, trying to find new clients, doing these videos, developing my websites, and studying everything about marketing. If you want to become a copywriter, the best way to know if it suits you is to look at your current habits. Do you like writing? Do you write a journal or your ideas or plans down every day? If writing comes to you naturally, becoming a copywriter will be much easier, and it can pay you handsomely. While originally copywriting meant writing physical sales letters or the advertisement text for print media, now copywriting is part of all communication and media formats, including Facebook ads, YouTube videos, content marketing, video shorts, email marketing, and landing pages. That means copywriter is an essential part of any kind of marketing effort. The demand for good copywriters is huge, as all businesses need to create marketing content constantly to get new customers and stay profitable. To learn copywriting, I recommend starting with Claude C. Hopkins' Scientific Advertising. You'll also find it here in YouTube as an audiobook, and I'll add a link in the description. That timeless book gives you a solid foundation what copywriting really is. Ignore this grandmaster at your own peril. My second recommendation is Dan Kennedy's The Ultimate Sales Letter. After reading these and a couple of more books, you will have much higher understanding about copywriting and advertising than most modern online marketers who might have not read any books. Other notable copywriting masters are David Ogilvy, Gary Halbert, and Robert Collier. And if you absolutely cannot read any books, maybe you shouldn't be writing either. Just being realistic. And finally, to change your mindset and supercharge your internal drive, I fully recommend reading or listening Psychocybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. I have great news for you if you watched the video this far. I am creating a copywriting playlist for my business channel where I share my most valuable experiences so far about content writing and copywriting for online media. Click here to watch the series.